So this session is our 13th free session, and it is one of the exciting parts of trading for more conservative kind of traders. So if somebody says they trade Forex, generally they're doing it for one of two reasons. They're doing it because they want to be conservative. Um, they want to, because there's no demo accounts like we just heard. Um, there, and of course, for people that have large amounts of money in the market, hundreds of thousands of rands, millions of rands in the market. And just for your information, because there is a Forex trader on tonight, is we only do spot trading. We don't do leverage or margin trading. We don't, so we are not basically betting like normal Forex markets. We just do spot markets. In other words, if I use my rands to buy US dollars, it's like I got 1,000 rand. Sorry, if I want to buy $1,000, it's going to cost me 17,000 rand. If I got 1,000 rand, I'm going to get $56.98. If you trade the normal Forex, you are not trading the currency itself, you are trading what the currency is doing. In other words, if I'm going to put two pictures in front of you. The one picture on the left is crypto, US dollar tether, or Forex, US dollar. If I'm trading Forex and I have gained $50 on my trade, I cannot withdraw the $50 as a South African to my bank account. I cannot have that physical $50. I have to get it back into rands. Now you can do that with altcoin trader also, but basically if I get $50 profit on my trades over here, I can withdraw that $50 to an American, a British, a Chinese account and use it somewhere overseas. I physically have that digital currency. Very hard for people, especially the older people, to understand digital currency, but we need to start getting used to that. When I'm trading altcoin trader, how many Forex trades are there? There's basically only two. I'm just going to click on my little star to unstar the favorites. Why is it not working? Let me just refresh. Okay, I'm clicking on all. So I've got a whole list of currencies that I can trade. These are all cryptocurrencies, of which four of them aren't, two of them are US dollar, USDC, and USDT, and that is based on the US dollar price. And then two of them are gold and silver, XAU, which is gold, and this gold, if I trade in gold, I own the gold that I trade as long as I don't sell it. So in other words, if I've got all of this is one Kruger Rand for 63,000 Rand, and believe me, you're going to pay a lot more at the coin shop for it. And the other currency that you can trade, which is a physical currency, is silver, which is at 825 Rand a coin right now. So you can trade silver up and down, make yourself more silver coins, and then one day you decide, I want my silver. You can actually withdraw the silver. So the silver is matched one on one. It's not when you're trading Forex, gold and silver especially, they can issue 25 certificates for every ounce of gold. I've heard of up to 400 certificates for every ounce of gold that these companies earn. So, not to try and make it all complicated, I'm just making some comparisons. Now let's talk about Forex or USDT. I'm not using USDC because the volume is low. I'm just going to use USDT, which is virtually the same as the rand to the dollar. So here you have a open. It shows you a 30-minute time frame. Each of those candlesticks is a 30-minute time frame. It doesn't show you further back than the 19th of August. So I would like to, let's put on a 6-hour graph, and we can actually see it shows us then from 18th of April. So we can actually see how the rand has increased in value against the dollar this year for some other reason. We can see, but if we had to put this on a 1-day graph, then we can see there's some patterns and some trends. The reason why I decided to do the Forex thing for traders because it's actually a very easy or much easier, less volatile. Though it looks like it's going up and down, the percentages aren't that big. So the most it would go in most days would be around 4 to 6% in a day. If I had to put the channel on here and say, okay, but over a period of this year, we've had then a high of 16% up and down, give or take. So if I'm a trader and I'm trading from day to day, I want to figure out what is the market doing every single day, because a Forex trader or someone that's trading on a regular basis wants to see what are the trends. So if I put my channel there, that's the most likely places that it's going to go. But if I put it there, it's gone up that high, and I've put it there, and so on. But if I have to buy right at the current price and put my sell orders at 19 Rand 29, I might be waiting a while. I might want to look at the previous years and which months of the year are good months. I want to look at a whole lot of factors. But this is probably the safest thing to trade in the cryptocurrency world, is to trade US dollar to ZAR. There's high volumes of trades going through. I'm going to show you, for example, and the volumes haven't been that high lately, but if I see it's 150,000 US dollars in 24 hours for South African cryptocurrency trading, it's 2.6 million in 24 hours. That's not bad. So for all of us, especially people with bigger amounts of money in the market, you would love to just make 1%. So for instance, I can see this is a falling wedge, descending channel, whatever you want to call it. The price is going bouncing up and down, and then it's starting to get quieter and quieter, and eventually it's about towards the end of the year, people are going to start buying dollars because they are mostly buying imported products from overseas. And so then people will start making money. So between now and October, it's a good time to buy US dollars, US dollars tether. And why do we buy dollars? Because we increase our rand value. If I had to now take, for instance, let's say I had 100,000 rand and I bought $5,000. And by December, the price, for instance, goes all the way to 19 Rand. And I sell it at 19 Rand per dollar. So I'm just going to copy that and paste it over there. Then I've got 108,323 rand back from my 100,000 rand. It's a nice return. In other words, whenever people are trading, I tell people the rand is going to diminish in value, has been diminishing in value. So might as well buy dollars so that when the rand goes further down, then you can benefit from having it. If I'm trading, for instance, day to day, so I've just told you what would happen medium term between now and December. Most likely, I'm not um, an expert in the way that I have a FSB license. I don't have that license, but I can tell you what I know from experience and what I can see from um, previous graphs. Silver and gold will go up before the end of the year because people buy jewelry for their wives, girlfriends, boyfriends, whatever you want to call it. So if I'm busy trading from day to day, at the moment the trades are getting slower and slower and slower. There's 1.06% that's moved today. It's not great. But if I start placing my orders up to where that line is, 2.2%, if I've got 100,000 Rand that I bought of US dollars today, and it goes 2% by tomorrow night or the next night, I've made 2%. I make 2,000 Rand, which means I made 1,000 Rand a day because it took 2 days to get my money back. And then I want to buy it back again and sell it back at another 2%. So a lot of people are making between 200 and 500 Rand for those of a conservative amounts, and others want to make 1,000 to 2,000 Rand a day. This is an ideal place to make 2,000 Rand a day, provided that you're trading in two directions. So what you would ideally like to do is you would buy at the current price or at the bottom line here somewhere, and then just stack your orders up. When your sell order goes through, you get 102,000 back, you buy back at in the bottom again. And then it goes up 2% again, you sell, you made another 2,000 Rand and it goes back. But then at some stage between now and October, you might want to split up your 100,000 into 10,000 Rand increments, knowing that this could go up if we look at this previous. Let's make this full screen again. Knowing that it's gone to 18 Rand 4, even though there are some days where this actually happens, folks. I was actually sitting in a trade the other day and it went like that huge bang, bang. And then, of course, when we look at the full moon and new moon, all of that has an influence on these trades. So this is one of the things that makes what I teach different to every other cryptocurrency trader teacher, is they don't teach about cycles and Gann principles and moon phases and that kind of thing. So conservative trades for somebody who wants to make 1 or 2% a day, the US dollar to rand is your ideal trade. There's no limit on how big your trade's going to be. We can actually have a look at our order book here. We've seen there is 51,000, 34,000, 10,000, 23,000. So some of these orders are big. It has some sell orders at 532,000 Rand, 24,900, 607,000, 100,000, and 608. And then there's certain times of the month, kind of towards the end of the month, when people are selling their stock off and then buying in the dip again. So we always want to make sure that when the price drops, we want to buy cheaper and cheaper. So there's different strategies you can use, but I'm teaching you the most simple one is whatever you buy, you can buy right now at the current price. You can see between 1747 and 1757, that is actually what people are willing to buy for. And that's the cheapest, sorry, 1754 is the cheapest somebody's willing to sell for. And so the prices will go up and down, up and down. This kind of trading doesn't require you spending screen time. You could possibly log in twice a day, once every morning, and check what's gone through and then place new trades. It doesn't require the teaching that I'm teaching you is you don't need to sit in front of the screen all the time. For those who want to sit in front of the screen, you want to trade more volatile markets. You want to be trading the sols and the shibas, the dots, polka dots, and trons, XLMs. Those are more volatile. But then you've got to make sure that the liquidity matches what you're trading. So we are basically, I want to keep this simple. I'm going to just repeat a few things. The idea is with Forex trading, you're doing Forex trading basically on a cryptocurrency trading platform. You're looking at where to buy and where to sell. You need to decide, am I only going to trade 1% at a time? Because 1% does happen on a regular basis. There's 2%, there's 3%. So as I move this up and down, see generally 2% per day up to 4% per day that you can expect on these trades. There was a small trade, 1.67. That was definitely not a good day to be in the market. That was a day that you did buy in the dip and you wanted to wait for your 2%, 3%, 4%. So what happens is you sold, and all you're doing is you're just waiting for it to place your order back on the line again, this line where you bought, and you buy it again, you sell it higher, you buy it again, you sell it higher, you buy it again, and every time you sell it, you make another 2,000 rand on 100, then you got 102,000, then you place the order, then you got 104,000, goes up again, 106,000 plus, 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 because it's all compounding every time. And then you can actually make a proper income out of this kind of trading. And there's no nail biting with Forex trading because there's a big world market and it's all been pretty much controlled by lots of traders all over the world. I don't know how many of you have seen The Wolf of Wall Street. That was one of the most exciting and scariest movies to watch for those who know have watched it before. That was penny stock trading, and penny stock trading is very volatile. Great. I think I've kind of covered everything for this session. Is there any of those guys that have been on this call that have got some questions up until now?
Yes, I have some questions. So basically, you want to buy dollars because the rand will go down. I agree that the rand value will probably go down, but so does the USD at the moment. How can you answer that? Because if I look at the euro to dollars conversion, I can see the dollar dropping, and also the forecast is that the dollar will drop even more. So wouldn't it be better to invest in euros?
Yeah, there's no euros trading on this platform, so we only.
Oh, okay, okay. So is this an American platform?
No, this is a South African platform.
Ah, it's a South African platform.
Yeah.
Okay, okay, okay. Oh, that's
So
why.
when
So you
if
can
you
only trade. Yeah. So,
yeah,
yeah, sorry, yeah.
so when you're trading, um, I was in Zimbabwe for quite a few years, and during the
Mm-hmm.
years when the economy went south and the government was
Oh,
taking
yeah.
lands, and
Mm-hmm,
the
mm-hmm.
currency went from a hun well, the last time I was there prior was 1981. We were getting we had to pay 2 rand for one Zim dollar. And then when I went in
Mm-hmm.
2002, we got 150 Zim dollars to 1 rand. And in the 5 years I spent there, it went to 3 million Zim dollars to 1 rand. As long
I
as
see.
South Africa has these policies that um, are running parallel in the thinking as what Zimbabwe is, South Africa will be sitting on 45 to 55 rand to the US dollar inevitably.
Yeah, but that would be terrible. I don't think that South Africa can become like Zimbabwe. I would either consider it to be like Venezuela, for example. So the rand will drop. That's what I expect as well. But I don't think it's going to turn out like Zimbabwe because that would be really bad.
All
The
right, but
economy would be crushed.
yes, but we mustn't forget what the purpose of the session is. It's not what our opinions are, it's about making money and trading in the current time. And we're using some data, present and past data, to actually justify what we're doing. And the whole thing about trading 1 and 2% is that you are not ever going to lose out on your trades because it's not like having a coin drop 50% overnight, like some cryptocurrencies have done.
Yes, it's not as volatile as what you're
Yes.
saying. Yes.
So this is
So
the
so
least
so
volatile of all the currencies there are, and that it's actually very predictable because there's certain like gold, silver, and the US dollar to the rand are all very predictable and much safer to trade for somebody that's got a conservative
yeah.
outlook.
I understand that. It's safer, but yeah, volatile is also more profits.
Yes,
Um,
yes, that's exactly the thing. So with the previous sessions, I've trained a lot of the guys on the call to trade the 20% up and the 20% down, and
oh yeah,
it's a
yeah.
roller coaster ride, to say
Yes,
the
it is.
least.
It really is. Yeah, no, it really is. Yeah, So
And
this usually makes like 1 to 2, 3% moves per day on
yes,
average, would you say?
yes, between
Okay.
what I say minimum 1.5% and average
Mm-hmm.
2 to 4%.
Okay. Okay. And
Anyone
this
else
this
got any
is
questions?
sorry. Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. No, it's okay. Seems like no one has any questions. So this, if I may ask another question, Riul, um, is this USD to rent or is this rent to USD or
It's
is this Tether?
yes, they call it tether. Yeah, it's
Tether, sorry, wrong pronunciation,
yes.
my bad. Yes. Okay. All right. No, I've asked everything I wanted to know.
All right. And then one
But
of the
can
other
yeah.
questions is it may be difficult to say, but is one's money safer in the bank than altcoin trader? I would say your money is safer in silver and gold than any other thing that you could buy. But um, what I can say is that what I'm suggesting to my traders, as you are making profits, you want to be withdrawing your funds to offline wallets, and yeah, they'll show you that in time where you can actually keep your funds on the blockchain and not in anyone's bank or anyone's account. But you know, if you got 100,000 rand and in 5 years' time you've got 500,000 rand in your trading account and you're only withdrawing small amounts on a regular basis, then that will actually help you in the long term when if you want to leave the country or go visit overseas, that you actually got funds that you can transfer to a different exchange or with the cryptocurrency platforms there are actually debit cards that you can load your funds on and use them abroad. So There's
Yeah.
actually the limit. Cryptocurrency is actually the whole world is following, including governments. They cannot let go of this because this is the future. And unfortunately, with the difference between government crypto is that it's centralized, and the crypto we trading is decentralized. And you need to spend
Hmm.
some time reading up on what the difference between centralized and decentralized. Decentralized means you have full control over your funds, and it's not available for everyone else to view, and no one's going to shut down your account at short notice.
Yeah. But the bank is a bank, eh? It's very much regulated, so I think your money is always safe in a bank.
Banks will
Okay,
have
there's
to
a
change.
lot of corruption, but
Yes,
yeah,
banks will have to
banks have
change
already
because
changed.
they'll be shut down. I'm saying in the next 5 years we will see half the amount of banks. We're just waiting for the stock market to crash now. It should be crashing any day soon. It's way overdue for a crash, and we are sitting on the equinox 3 days away from some. And it always happens. There's a lot of bad news that happens. Stock market crashes will happen end of September into October. And then when that negative news happens for a short period of time, cryptos will also drop. Lots of other currencies will drop. But the traders that are buying in those dips are the ones that have been smiling all the way to and from the bank. So be ready. Make sure you got enough silver coins, because the silver coins you buy on Altcoin Trader are physical silver. You can physically withdraw it. You can go and pick them up, or have them delivered to your home. So that's I mean, you can use silver coins to go to the shops and buy with, but you can't use gold coins, because how do they give you
Yeah,
a
yeah,
change for 60,000, 80,000 rands?
exactly. Maybe it's a good idea to be shorting then, like
Well,
soon.
well, we shorted the silver while the world price was hardly moving. The price went so low, and we were buying so much silver in this dip here. You can see we go to one day, went all the way from, well, that's July, or right down to 684 the other day. So we were
Did
really,
you short this?
yeah, well,
Oh, that's a good trade.
you're
Yeah,
not shorting it, you're just buying at a lower spot price. But basically, the more you accumulate, the more you want to be placing orders right down to around 600, 550, because when people are desperate for cash, and we normally see this at the end of the month, that's the best place to buy cheap cheap stuff. It's like the your pawn shops. They wait for people to be desperate, and that's normally the middle of the month or towards the end of the month. Then everyone starts giving their stuff away, and then they start selling those products straight away again. Right, folks, we've got a few minutes left. There's no more questions. Let's call it a day. Hopefully, something has made sense, sunk in from all the sessions that you have already had. You can see on the 30-minute graph that US dollars hasn't moved some days. Remember, we let's say, for instance, this is coming back from the 19th of August. But when you take the overall movement of this,
it's descending.
yeah, yeah. And that's just before year end, before the people start buying gold and
Mm.
silver. Because, all right, South Africa has got a lot of gold, but they sell the gold in bars to China, United States, Europe, and then they buy the finished products back from them at much higher prices. And that's a big mistake.
Probably, yeah.
Okay, I see there's one more, one more. Okay, thank you. It's a pleasure. It's a pleasure. Have a great evening. Our next session is this next Tuesday, and the Tuesday we will be talking about changing timelines. Changing timelines will depend on your strategy, what kind of trader you are. Great. You all have a great evening further, and we will talk soon. It's a great pleasure, guys.
You too. Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Bye.
Bye.
All right, guys.
Thank
Bye for
you. Bye
now.
bye, Ronald. Thank you.